And everybody, today's a big day here for our client who's sent us a GoldWing to do our biggest customization project ever on. So this video might be a little longer than usual, maybe 10 minutes or something. I'm going to kind of go over everything we did to the bike. So if you have 10 minutes to spare, take a watch. Without further ado, let's kind of take a look. You've seen it kind of coming together, but here's the whole bike together for the first time. So this is the Honda GoldWing airbag model, and the customer bought this bike and he wanted it customized from the ground up. So starting with custom paint, obviously you can see it's the only one of this color obviously in the world. It's a really cool light metal flake in it, candy apple green in it, so it came out really nice. And you can kind of take a walk around it, and we'll go back to the front and start and take a trip around there, make a full circle, and then we'll start at the front and I'll tell you everything we did all the way front to back. So really special bike. A lot of effort went into this bike, and the owner was obviously integral in planning. We worked together on every detail, so hopefully I'll get all. I'm likely to miss some of the stuff because we did so much, but I'm just going to kind of, in my own mind, start at the front wheel and I'll point out all the things that we did. So of course we have the custom paint. These are Gold Strike lights. Look really nice. They're integrated with the turn signals. They're quite bright. They'll flash when the turn signals are on the bike. So that gives you kind of an indicator linked with the lights, which is pretty cool. We've got the Gold Strike tie downs on here, which are nice, an accessory. I really dig those. I think Honda should just have something like that on the bike. Gives you a good location to tie the bike down if you ever have to have it transported or if you ever have a mechanical trouble. We got the electrical connection fog light kit, which is very nice. And a new product from Electrical Connection is also on here. It's a fog light bypass switch, which allows the owner to keep his fog lights on at all times, which isn't legal in some states. But normally if you click your switch to turn your high beams on, your fog lights go out automatically. This product from Electrical Connection allows you to use both at the same time. So that's been wired in. That's another cool part. These are Electrical Connection's engine covers here. Just sort of clean up the look above the valve cover. It's a nice product they have. This is called the Beachcomber floorboards. These are nice, not very adjustable though. They look nice, but they aren't as adjustable as some other ones I've seen. Main adjustment rotates in this plane, but you really can't get them to angle any, and they won't move around. I've seen some really nice ones. I also think they might have been Gold Strike, but I'm not sure. The problem is the crash bar is a curved tube. This is more of a straight bore through the clamp, so it really only wants to clamp in one exact position in the center and at a certain level, which happens to put the board horizontal on this plane. So not extremely adjustable, this, but they do look nice, so I kind of like that. Moving around, we did, of course, while we did the suspension on the bike, so it's got our fork, our front shock on it, our rear shock. We replaced the little brake bolts that kind of fail on it right off the bat. It's got our tie rod upgrade in here. If you look through, well, actually down in here, this is the Electrical Connection ground loop isolator. And what we put that there for was to keep ignition noise from coming between the circuit from the audio output of the radar detector. So we have the audio output of the radar detector wired into the Zumo on this. So up here around the controls, of course, you can see we've added a custom mounted second GPS unit. It's the latest Zumo from Garmin. Built a custom mount for that. And then it's got our Traxxion Dynamics radar detector mount, and he used a hardwired positive cable from Wiretap on that. Although Uniden does have their own hardwire cable you can order. Then we plumb the audio out from that into audio in on the Zumo, so that when he's Bluetooth to his helmet, he'll be able to hear the radar detector and the Zumo without any additional cabling or having to just listen to this from outside the helmet. So that's kind of a cool feature. It's got an F4 Customs windscreen on it. It's a little bit wider and a little bit taller. So to get a little more rider protection, the stock Honda one's kind of narrow. They provide you with some clear tape here to put on these winglets because their windshield is kind of contacts and wants to vibrate there, so it doesn't make any scratches or leave any dust. They've given you some acrylic liner to put under there when you put that windshield on. Let's keep moving back. Of course, I did my little trick we showed you so you can get under the fuel door if your bike if this door ever fails to open and you're looking for fuel on a Sunday night. Here's our new dipstick extender installed on the bike. The owner put a clear wrap kit, and I wish I could remember the name right now, but you got me. There's so many brands on this bike. There's a company that has a complete wrap package, so after it was painted, we took it to a local wrap shop and had the wrap shop put the clear protective film over the bulk of the paint, all the leading surfaces. So you can see again, the fog lights are now controlled from up here on the at the console. He has the Healy bars riser kit set back in the touring position for increased comfort there, which is a very, very popular accessory. Works great. Let's see, we'll keep moving. I'll circle around the bike in this direction. Let me turn the bike back on again. Here, see if I can get it lit up here. You can kind of get a look. On video, LEDs will flash sometimes. So if the lights don't look right, it's because they're flashing. That would be because they're LEDs. Here's the wireless controls for the passenger's warm and safe heated clothing. Of course, the Traxxion Dynamics passenger grab rail kit. Inside, the owner opted for the organizer bags and carpeting from Honda on all 3 bags. He has the tail lights and trunk lights from GoldStrike using their harnesses, which link everything up. Gives a nice bright appearance to that. The tail light turns yellow when it's in the turn signal mode. Here you can kind of get a look at brake lighting. He's got the Honda passenger armrest came default on the airbag model actually, but that's another option a lot of people like. This is the Honda chrome luggage rack and the Honda third brake light. There's also a neat accessory in there from Electrical Connection. As delivered from Honda, this is only a brake light. It's not a tail light. So if you want it to be a tail light like it is right now, Electrical Connection sells a little adapter kit it needs to run a power wire to an accessory terminal. It doesn't draw anything, but that allows this to be a brake light, a tail light, I'm sorry, and it has a little rheostat. You can adjust the brightness to match the Honda lighting, and then it still functions as a brake light as well. The owner also added this little license plate decoration light. That's normally just a reflector on this bike. And let's see what else we've got cooking in here. Okay, in here we did all of our accessory cabling. It's the Honda luggage bag. We've got the Honda carpet, the Honda accessory organizer in the trunk. This we cabled up for the owner to have accessory USB input and 3.5 millimeter auxiliary plug in the rear. That's also the same port on the controller system that a second USB cable, they're paired, is up at the left handlebar for phone charging, so those are on the same circuit. on the controller. Over on this side, we have the passenger's port for the warm and safe heated clothing for her to plug in her power wire. Again, under the seat we showed you earlier is the AmpLink fuse terminal. Really nice product. This bike is fitted with our trunk quick change kit, and so you can also see it's set rearward. If you come around here, so the trunk on this bike is set back. This is our upholstery filler to fill the gap, so that gives your passenger more space between you and your backrest. The owner is going off to Russell Daylong. He's going to have a totally custom saddle made for the bike with the backrest, so that's kind of his finishing touch will be when he gets there. Our new kickstand pad, which is the rage at the moment, where those are selling really cool. He's got in it the accessory trunk automatic light, so when you open your trunk, the trunk light automatically comes on. He also has electrical connections, accent lighting, exterior lighting. Some people call them puddle lights or side entry lights. So when you approach the bike with your key fob, they light up automatically to light the ground around the bike. I located the switch from the electrical connection fog light bypass switch here next to the Honda 12-volt accessory port. That stuff's really packed in there pretty tightly. And I'm kind of making my way back around. I'm trying to think of what else. Of course, our rear shock, our braided stainless lines on it. Man, there was a lot. This was a couple of months of work. So, oh, and actually one of the coolest things, the owner wanted a custom logo, which kind of led me down the road of creating a nice custom badge, specific badge for people who want to have our logo on the bike after it's got one of our full upgrades on it. So there's a new Traxxion edition logo, and of course they're directional left and right. There was a Honda wing there, but obviously we've replaced that with our logo. The owner felt like there was enough of traction dynamics in this bike that he wanted to give us some credit for it. So I think that's all. I'm sure I'm missing something because there was a lot of stuff we put on this bike, but that's kind of a look and an overview at it. So this is our bike, and or not our bike, it's the owner's here to pick it up. He's about to drive off into the sunset with it. One of the things I like to do I'm an avid cyclist, and I always like to name my bikes, and I'm kind of got a knack for naming bikes. And we've been calling this loose names just so we had something to call it while it was around, the Green Lantern or the Green Hornet, kind of some corny names. But I had noticed right away a lot of people commenting, it must be nice, to have, all that money, and must be nice to be able to do all that at once, and must be nice. And, so there was a lot of envious people around a guy who could obviously, buy a bike and have it outfitted the way he wants to his exact dream specification. And, there's kind of a joke, the old saying, green with envy is a popular saying. And then it kind of hit me that envy is the name of this bike. So I asked the owner if he approved of the naming it Envy, and he did. So right now our final touch is he's working on getting a vanity plate from his state that says Envy. So anyway, this is Envy, and hopefully when you see it going down the road, you may be envious of this guy and his super awesome custom wing. I certainly, after all the effort and work we put into it, I'm envious he's gonna get to enjoy this as much as hopefully he's gonna enjoy telling people all about it as he tours around America with it. So we can build you one. They just don't happen real fast because we got other work going on. But yeah, project like this is typically a couple months, 2 months or so. So and it's obviously paint is the big thing that takes a lot of time to get done. So anyway, this is it. My name's Max. I know you're all going to ask what this cost. Let's use the next old saying: if you have to ask, you can't afford it. And I'm not kidding about that. So anyway, so this is our custom bike. If you're interested, contact me, max@traxxion.com, and we can chat about yours. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel in the little box over that says subscribe. Feel free to leave your comments below about how envious you are of this bike, and we'll look forward to bringing you more cool video content soon.